I have a message coming in for you today from Space Force. So for those of you who would like a more uplifting message, and with love, I would ask you to click off now because this is not an uplifting message. So today is July 28th, 2026, and the events that I'm about to describe happened last night, July 27th, at around 8 p.m. Pacific time. I was contacted by Space Force telepathically. I've been working with them for several months now, and they want me to communicate this. At around 8 p.m. Pacific time on July 27th, the Dark Fleet entered Earth's orbit from what we would describe as a temporal pocket or a time bubble, is essentially what they're saying. And the Dark Fleet engaged with U.S. Space Force. Space Force craft were scrambled and went under heavy attack from the Dark Fleet. And they're saying that since this was like really a surprise attack, nobody had anticipated it. There were heavy losses, heavy casualties on the side of Space Force. Additionally, much of the Space Force fleet, in terms of what was stationed on the lunar surface, was destroyed, essentially. So just for a moment, for all of those of you who think that this is not real or that this is a joke, there were a lot of casualties, and just take a moment to honor and give gratitude for those who lost their lives last night in this particular in this battle. Now this is coming in from Ashtar, essentially, which is subsumed under the New Earth Coalition. Yes, we would like to discuss this. This was something that we hadn't anticipated, and in fact, many casualties were endured on the side of U.S. Space Force. However, we are participating and supporting the Earth Alliance, and they're just saying they're supporting humans, essentially. We are supporting you, and additionally, the Earth is currently surrounded by many star nations who came here precisely for this purpose, to eradicate the Dark Fleet and the negative agenda, the negative polarity from your system. Now, so to that end, what we would say is that this skirmish was pretty quickly contained, although it was a coordinated effort with remaining Fourth Reich holdouts who were stationed on Ceres. And in fact, the former Dark Fleet Lunar Base was also attacked. And for those of you who don't know, the Dark Fleet Lunar Base, essentially, it shifted power, and it was called the Fifth Reich Lunar Base, which were more, believe it or not, I don't love the name, positively oriented. So essentially what happened, and I'm not going to channel this, what they really want to say is that a couple of things. U.S. Space Command in Alabama was not affected. They were able to scramble enough craft to defend themselves. And the extraterrestrials, it's very, I don't have words for this, but the lives that were lost on Space Force, they're saying we are not discounting them. What we want you to know is that everything is under control at this point. Ceres is under control, although there was like a hot war on Ceres very briefly. The Fifth Reich Lunar Base was attacked, but it now is under control. And they really want to give credit. Ashtar did step in militarily, but also the Urmah collective stepped in, and they're the ones who came in immediately and just basically destroyed the Dark Fleet. So things are under control, but there are ramifications, mainly in the sense that this was not an anticipated attack, and now they need to scan for more time bubbles, temporal rifts, and also root out any negative polarity resistance. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. I will give you an update when I can.